The activists who came here parked in a way to prevent the police from leaving this parking lot where they picked up these Iraqi men who had just come from Belarus. The police cannot leave, so they're trying to drive on the grass.
These men are part of a new flow of migration coming to Poland from Belarus. According to the Polish government, there have been 25,000 attempts to cross this border over the last 3 months. During that same period last year, there were only 122.
شباب انتم من وين؟ بدكم تطلبوا اللجوء هون في بولندا صح؟ شو قالوا لكم هلا؟ وين رايحين؟ وين رايحين انتم هلا شباب؟ These 3 Iraqi men have just been handed from the police to the border guards. The fear is they're going to be sent back to Belarus. Did you tell them that they're going to be sent back to Belarus?
Rights groups claim Poland is violating international law by forcing migrants back across its borders without first assessing their need for protection. Instead of denying these claims, Poland has legalized the act of pushing migrants back. The country has deployed thousands of troops and declared a 3-kilometer state of emergency zone along the border, which civilians, NGOs, and journalists can't enter.
When people get close to the Polish border with Belarus, they might receive an automatic text message like the one I just received from the Polish government, which says, "The Polish border is sealed. Belarusian authorities told you lies. Go back to Minsk."
Poland's not the only country experiencing an influx of people. Lithuania and Latvia have also seen increased migration, and it's coming through Belarus. The European Union has accused Belarus's autocratic ruler, Alexander Lukashenko, of inviting migrants to use his country as a way to reach Western Europe. They say it's his attempt to increase pressure on the EU in response to sanctions placed on his government after he crushed opposition protests last summer.
طيب وكيف جيتي على أوروبا؟
نشوف على الفيس، نشوف العالم إنه عم تطلع أوروبا عن طريق بيلاروسيا وإنه سهلة وهيك يعني. خدنا فيزا سياحية عادية، جينا على بيلاروسيا عن طريق مكتب سياحي، وعلى أساس صوروا لنا إنه الطريق كتير آمن وما في شيء. $4,000.
دفعتي $4,000
مع الهوتيل، مع التأمين، مع الاستقبال بالمطار، مع كل شيء.
Noor, not her real name, is from Syria. She flew directly from Damascus to Minsk and spent days in the woods on the Polish-Belarusian border before finally making it into Poland.
هن البوليس بيساعدونا.
ساعدوكم في الطريق؟
ايه، سيارة جبرونا نمشي بالنهر، بس كان مستنقع والأرض طينية وننزل لتحت. المية الطينية تمسك رجلي ما عاد أقدر أتحرك. ولولا صديقي وجارنا أنقذني، الله يوفقه يا رب، كنت متت.
After breaking her leg during the crossing, Noor was allowed to stay in Poland. The others traveling with her were sent back.
Go back now.
But Belarus isn't welcoming these returning migrants, meaning hundreds, if not thousands of people are now trapped in the forest along the country's border, with guards stopping them from moving in either direction.
Why are you doing this?
In the last several weeks, multiple people have died and many more have been injured.
What is your problem?
الله شو مشكلته؟ بس بالبلاك This only down for his leg.
Okay, can I see your legs?
الله that one is been.
Dobry wieczór, panu dzwonię, dlatego że tutaj w Narewce spotkaliśmy 2 uchodźców. Tak, oni w takim złym stanie fizycznym są, więc może dobrze, jakbyście się pospieszyli.
Can you just explain the situation here with these couple of guys from Iraq who've come here?
Their shoes were completely wet and they were in the shoes for a couple of days, so they need to change them and the inflammations needs to be cured.
بس على الحدود مأساة. تعيش مثل كرة الطاولة، مثل الفولي بول. بيلاروس يعطيك البولونيا، بولونيا يرجعك على بيلاروس. بيلاروس يعطيك البولونيا، بولونيا يرجعك على روسيا.
كم في عالم كانوا معك يعني في الغابة؟
في مئات، تقريبا 500-600 شخص بكل مكان شاعلين نار وقاعدين، أطفال، نساء. يحب يرجع ما بيعطي مجال فرصة يرجع. قاطع لك الحدود، خلاص تنحصر. بين الغابات بين بولونيا وبين محصورين. ما أعرف شنو هدف بيلاروسيا من هذا الموضوع، ما نعرف شنو.
I gdzie panowie teraz zostaną odesłani?
Na razie decyzja napadają. Wyżej nie jestem. Take a back please and come with us.
أوكي يلا.
As more and more migrants and refugees try to enter Poland, a growing number of Poles are opposing the government's policies at the border. But despite the protests, Poland's ruling Law and Justice Party has spent years building support with a tough anti-immigration stance and is still popular.
Myśmy jako rząd podjęli decyzję i taka taktyka została obrana, że musimy zabezpieczyć jak najmocniej granice z Polski z Białorusią. Musimy pokazać Łukaszence, że nie ma zgody na to, żeby stworzyć sztuczny szlak migracyjny przez Polskę.
These are real people, real refugees and migrants who are looking for asylum. Does Poland not have an obligation to provide them with protection once they reach Polish soil?
Polska stosuje wszystkie przepisy prawa, Polska Straż Graniczna działa zgodnie z przepisami, które są w Polsce, a w dodatku ci ludzie, którzy do Polski trafiają, nie są wcale zainteresowani zostaniem u nas, ani nawet złożeniem jakichkolwiek wniosków formalnych, które wiązałyby ich z naszym terytorium. Oni chcą się dostać przede wszystkim do Niemiec, czyli chcą utworzyć z Polski tylko pas transportowy na zachód.
شو بدك تقلي للسوريين، عراقيين، أفغان، كل الناس يعني ممكن بدهم يجوا على نفس الطريق أنتوا سافرتوا فيه؟
طريق من بيلاروسيا كتير خطير، وللأسف ما حدا عم يصدق، وأنا من العالم اللي ما صدق ولا حتى جربت. بس مو ضروري تروح تضحي بحياتك كل ما تروح.
No dobra, to jest w sumie do segregowania są tylko te dwa pudła i
No tak,
i
no
ta
i
torba.
kwestia ułożenia tego wszystkiego tutaj.
Numerous activist groups are now working near the border with Belarus. Ocalenie, which means salvation, are contacted daily by people who have crossed the border and are in need of food, clothing, and advice.
Can you explain just how it's freezing here in this garage? How cold is it out in the forest at the border?
Yeah, now it's getting colder and colder. So now it's even minus something, yeah, -3, -4, but it will be colder. So we want to also prepare for that. That's why we are collecting some jackets, some warm gloves, some caps, and some scarves to be ready to give them the dry one. Because if they're walking, everything is getting wet, yeah.
This is a conversation with whom?
With some group,
A group of refugees.
yeah, that we know that there is a lot of them, 40 people, including 20 children. We are prepared to maybe go there. So we are here to help as much as we can to help those people who cross this border and are at a grave risk of being pushed back to Belarus.
And what would happen if you weren't doing these interventions, if you weren't intervening in the lives of these people who are coming here?
Well, there would be probably more people dying here because they will have less access to food, water, and they would die of hypothermia more easily. So, yeah, that's why we do it. So,
and also there's a lot of families who are trying to find them. They're contacting us. They also asking. So it's necessary to be here.
You said that the Polish government has the means to, provide people with healthcare and other services that they need. Why isn't it doing that?
they just can't do it because no one will tell them they can't. It's that simple. They do it because they can.